Sorry, I'm a little winded. Kids are a little wild downstairs this morning. So, what a blessing to be back here this morning to serve in our own church. It was an honor to be able to go to El Salvador. As you guys watch the pictures, I'll talk a little bit about a few of those. But really, it's hard to say when people ask you, how was your trip, right? Serving God is amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was a great opportunity to go. This is personally my fourth time going. And this time I just wanted to really be intentional. I remember the first couple times I went, I was just in culture shock with the way that they live and the finances that they need and the food sources that they don't have, the water sources they don't have. But this time I just wanted to be intentional about the relationships and the people that were there, and just have conversation and just listen to their needs and what they're going through. And one of the things that really touched my heart was the fact that the pastors who are serving more than one church, and their families are serving right alongside them. These pastors are trying to train up new leaders to go out and serve within their communities, their villages as well. And they're tired, they're exhausted, and they're lonely. And they shared with us just how tough it is to be able to keep the momentum going of being able to serve, but to also serve their own family, right? And so, that picture right there, I have to tell you about that picture. So it was an aha moment for me as the leader of children's ministry right there. Oh, thank you. I didn't know you could stop those. But as we continue to grow here in our church, right, our children's ministry continues to grow. And we're talking about where we're going to put our kids and what classrooms they're going to go in and what supplies and what equipment we need and yada, 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 yada. And it's just been that way for the last month, just really talking about what the 3 to 5 year plan is for our kids. And, just kind of pondering over the tables, the chairs, the Bibles, this and that, and what have you. And then we go to El Salvador, and these kids are literally sitting on the floors of the dirt cement, and they're just praising God and doing their Bible lessons and sharing Jesus with each other. And so it was really a humbling moment to come back and be like, okay, it doesn't really matter what tables and chairs you have or what supplies you have. All that matters is that we're sharing Jesus with our kids. And so I'm not going to go on and talk forever, because I will talk forever, because that's just me. But the story, the pictures really tell it all. But just thank you for the opportunity to pray with us and over the leaders of El Salvador, and for your financial support. We were able to feed about 150 families during that time, and we saw about 400 individuals come through the medical clinic, where on a daily basis they wouldn't get those medical needs that they needed. So thank you.
To be a little bit more specific, us as Plymouth Community Church, as we invited you to be on mission with us, you all contributed about $1,300 to go towards the grocery fund, which fed about 70 of those 150 families. So thank you so much for doing that. This was my third time going to El Salvador, and as Dianna had said, the first couple times that I went, there was a large culture shock for me, but going the third time, I knew what to expect. And we were also going with another group from West Virginia. There was about 13 of us, and a lot of them it was their first time going. So I love going with people who have been going for the first time, because then I get to also be in with them of their first experience going to a place that is so foreign and different from what we're so used to here in our home of America. So There's just a couple things that I would like to share. First off, thank you. Your prayers, your contributions, your thoughts, just all of it really allowed us to dive into what Jesus wanted to do on his mission in El Salvador. So with all of that being said, I'm eternally grateful for that, and even grateful to even go on a trip to El Salvador. So I just wanted to, share some different blessings and things that did happen. And like Dianna said, 150 families were able to be fed, and that was spread over 5 different churches, by the way. So a lot of the churches that we went to serve, we would take about 50 or 25 bags per church, and we would hand out food to the families. And sometimes the children would actually come up and receive the food because mom or dad were working or they can't walk to go to the church. So the children would come and take it on behalf of their parents. We did serve about over 400 people at the medical clinics with 2 different churches that we did this at. And this was just welcoming people to come. It was free. You come, you meet with a doctor that we hired to go through almost like a wellness check. You go to your physician every year, check your blood pressure, your weight, all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure we sent about 5 people to the hospital from just numbers of those to ensure that they were okay. And like Dianna had said, they don't have access to that so freely. So we were able to help those individuals with some scary numbers from those checkups. So we're very grateful for that. One thing that I really love about the people in El Salvador is that their gratitude, they share it so welcomingly. And they were so grateful that we sacrificed our time to come and serve El Salvador. I remember specifically talking to one of the pastors. His name is Ricardo, and he had remembered me the first 2 times that I went, and he just looked me in the eyes and he said, I'm very grateful that your husband allowed you to come to serve our people here in El Salvador, and we know that it's a time commitment for you, and we just wanted to say thank you. So they also are just grateful for the contribution of what we're able to do for them down there, and they're so they just love to share that gratitude with us. Another thing that I really enjoyed was there was a specific night where us as a group, Pastor Corey was from West Virginia, and he brought his guitar with him. And we were just sitting in the hotel. We just decided to stay in for a night because we spend a lot of time in a vehicle, traveling to and from the hotel, to the church, to lunch, to so-and-so. We spend so much time in a car. But this night we decided to stay in, and with that we ordered pizza that was delivered to us on a moped, by the way. And in the rain, and just but Pastor Corey got out his guitar, and we were able to just praise and worship Jesus together in the hotel room lobby. And there was also a woman from Canada that was across the other room, and she started singing along with us. We invited her to come and worship with us too, and they got to share some stories and testimonies and things. And that also just reminds us, like, it's not just El Salvador that the mission begins. The mission is everywhere. The mission is everywhere. Another story I wanted to share was when we were coming home. We were in Houston, and both of our flights were delayed, not by much, but there was a woman that was sitting a chair over from me. Her name was Betty Jean. She had been there since 8 a.m. that morning, and it was about 8:30, 9 o'clock p.m. in Houston. So she asked if we were from Indiana, and yeah, we're from Indiana. She has family all over the place up here, but she lives in Houston. And she was talking about her family with me and how her daughter, who didn't want kids, was blessed with 2 twins, and just all of these wonderful things that she was sharing. And her family is so large. And I remember asking her, I said, Betty Jean, if you were to look back into your life, do you think that you would have the family that you had? Like, what a legacy that has turned into, just your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids. And she said, Alicia, at 14, I left my family and I started to do drugs. And she told me her story, and she told me in such a passionate way, of so unashamed. And then she said, but Jesus saved me. And so I was able to share some of my stories, and even my father-in-law's story, for the very first time to somebody else. and I could just see the encouragement that she had on her face. And then I started talking more, and she just prayed with me. She took my hand and she prayed with me. And while that was just such a beautiful moment to share with someone who I've never met before, it makes me realize that the mission that we went to El Salvador does not stop in El Salvador. My mindset was, okay, we're done. Like, our work is finished and we're coming back home. But that's not what I was reminded of. God gently touched my heart and said, no, Alicia, your mission is everywhere. Your mission is the 3 feet around you and beyond. You are supposed to be talking to people about Jesus. You are hearing their stories and sharing your stories and being a blessing to them. So El Salvador was beautiful, was wonderful. The people there, they're always so grateful. We got to evangelize a little bit to invite those to the medical clinics. And I'm also very grateful to Dianna. She is a beautiful person, has a beautiful heart. She shared her story with me too. And I just love that I was able to be surrounded by people who were on mission with us. And you guys also 3,000 miles away were on mission with us too. We really couldn't have done this without your help, without your prayers, and without the Lord guiding us each and every step of the way. I would definitely keep praying for the people of El Salvador and those churches down there. Their financial need is very large, and the need of just other things, as you can tell, food, other resources are also a large need for them too. But just as much as that is a need, we also have needs here in the PCC church. So if you do see someone in need, please don't hesitate to be obedient to that and provide those needs for them, because we are a family, whether that's in El Salvador or whether that's here at PCC in the town that we're in. So thank you so much. I'm so very grateful, and I appreciate you guys hearing what we have to say about El Salvador.